Trevor's new whistle. One beautiful autumn morning, Trevor the traction engine was hauling a trailer of logs out of the vicarage orchard where he lived. He gave a long toot from his whistle. He always liked doing this, especially whenever he greeted someone. "Morning, Boko!"
Good morning to you too, Trevor.
But then there was trouble. Trevor, and more importantly his driver, Jem Cole, hadn't noticed a tree with a low-hanging branch was in their way. The branch snapped, landed on top of Trevor, and knocked his whistle off. Jem went down to take a look at it.
Well, that's torn it. Your whistle's been damaged, Trevor.
Oh no! Now what are we going to do?
We'll just have to go back to the orchard, old boy. I'll ask Farmer Vinnie if Terence can take the logs while I try to fix your whistle.
Okay, Jem. So Jem drove Trevor all the way back to his yard. But he couldn't fix the whistle in time for Trevor's next job, so he had to find a temporary replacement. When he came out of his workshop, Trevor could see that Jem was holding an old steam whistle.
Well, Trevor, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is, I found a new whistle for you. The bad news is, it's not one you'll be used to.
What do you mean by that, Jem?
Well, this is a really loud whistle, you see.
And Jem gave the whistle a blow to prove it. Trevor jumped in surprise. Oh, bubbling boilers! That was loud! I don't know if I like the idea of having this whistle.
I know you're not used to it, Trevor, but I'm afraid that until I can fix your old whistle, this one will have to do.
If you say so, Jem. But the more Trevor blew his new whistle, the more he seemed to get teased about it. With no doubt, Diesel gave him the worst of it.
Heh, talk about a loud whistle, eh, Trevor? That new one you have makes you sound like a really loud steam engine.
Trevor was very upset. He felt incredibly embarrassed about his new whistle, but being laughed at by Diesel was the worst of all. Some engines, however, showed sympathy for him, and that's exactly what Edward and Bertie tried to do later on the next day.
Don't feel too bad, Trevor. It's not your fault the branch knocked your old whistle off.
I know, Edward, but this new whistle just makes me feel insecure. I can't really explain why. Not to mention, it's really loud. Too loud for my liking.
Well, look on the bright side, Trevor. At least everyone will be able to know when you're coming. I bet like a really fast steam engine. Bertie does have a point, Trevor. Just give it a bit of time. You'll surely get used to it after a while.
But Trevor wasn't so sure. A couple of days later, Trevor was working in the orchard when he noticed a massive tree had fallen onto the line. This had quite clearly happened in the storm from the night before, which he was clearing wreckage from. Oh no! We might have to have that part of the line closed for the time being if that tree's fallen over.
Quite right, Trevor. I'd better go and call the Fat Controller.
But before Jem could do that, they both heard a loud whistle in the distance. It was Spencer. As to be expected, he was going very fast, and with the tree in his way, he might not be able to stop in time. Oh no! Spencer is going to hit the tree if he doesn't slow down! Wait a minute. Yes, of course! And Trevor took a big puff and blew his new whistle as loudly as he could. When Spencer heard it, he at first thought that Trevor was just showing off. But then he noticed the tree. Oh, glory! Brakes, driver! So Spencer's driver applied the brakes, and the sleek silver engine stopped just a few inches away from the tree. Trevor heaved a sigh of relief.
Well done, old boy. That was very quick thinking on your part.
Thanks, Jem. The Duke and Duchess of Boxford wondered what was going on.
Spencer, what is the meaning of this?
This isn't a station. How come you've stopped?
A few moments later, Edward arrived with Harvey and Rocky to help clear the tree off the line.
Well, this tree is certainly going to take a while to cut up. Let's just say that.
Don't worry, Harvey. Nothing a trip to the sawmill can't take care of.
Quite right, Rocky.
The Fat Controller was with them too, and Jem told him how heroic Trevor had been. The Duke and Duchess sang his praises too.
You should be very proud of him, Sir Topham. If it weren't for him, Spencer might have had a nasty accident.
Oh, yes, indeed. What a clever little traction engine you are.
Oh, thank you, Your Grace.
Well, they're quite right, Trevor. I must thank you for how heroic you were today. Any reward you suggest is fine by me.
Well, actually, sir, I have one myself. You'll be happy to know, Trevor, that I'm close to finishing your old whistle, so you should have it back in a few very short days.
Trevor's eyes lit up when he heard this news. Oh, thank you so much, Jem. I can't tell you how happy I am to hear that.
Well, I couldn't have thought of a better reward myself, Jem.
Well, look at that, Trevor. That new whistle of yours must really be useful.
Oh, indeed. Spencer probably would have crashed straight into the tree without it.
You see, Trevor? Bertie and I told you your new whistle would come in handy one day.
Thanks, Edward. Maybe this new whistle isn't so bad after all. But then, Diesel rolled by.
New whistle talk again, is it? I'm not really surprised you weren't keen on it, Trevor. Might be the loudest whistle I've ever heard. Glad I don't have one at all, let alone one that loud.
Just as Diesel said that, Trevor gave a loud blast of his whistle. Diesel was so frightened that he hurried away faster than he'd arrived. All the engines laughed.
Well, Trevor, I guess that whistle proved to be good for other things too.
Yeah, like getting rid of a nasty old Diesel. Trevor now had a newfound respect for his temporary new whistle. He felt much more confident using it now. But secretly, he was going to be very happy when he got his old whistle back.